Damon braces just to kind of let you know what's going on. I'm going to talk about the good, the bad, the ugly, and then in the second half, I'm going to talk about all the tools that I have found to be very convenient, very helpful, and you can, take my suggestions or leave it, but I like them. Okay, so obviously last Tuesday I got my Damon braces put on, and the good is that a week later I still have no pain. I feel pressure and tightness every once in a while, so I do feel something's going on in my mouth, my teeth. I don't know, I touch them and stuff like that. They feel funny if I put my tongue or, if I hit my tooth on another tooth, you can feel something going on. Something's happening. I had some mild cheek sores on the upper, and it's just because, I don't know if you can see, it's kind of hard because they're clear, but they have these little hooks on them for, I believe, rubber bands that will happen eventually to kind of help shift my mouth back, but those catch every once in a while on my cheeks, and so that would cause a little bit of soreness and roughness, but I would gargle with warm salt water. That helped a lot, and it seemed to be more worse at night. I don't know if it's because my lips or my cheeks were sitting on my braces all night when I'm sleeping, but wax helped, and we'll talk about that later. But again, everything I didn't last very long, very short time. In general, very easy to adjust to these braces. I am so happy I went with the Damon braces. It's definitely not like anybody else has talked about, so I'm very, very, very happy so far about what's been going on. Okay, so the bad. Well, eating has been a struggle. First of all, they have bumpers on my upper molars, and it's to prevent me from biting down. My bite is very powerful, it's incorrect, and so that's why I'm breaking my teeth when I chew food, because it's just a really hard bite. And because of that, they don't want me, one, biting into my brackets, but two, they want to fix my bite. So they want my muscles to kind of adjust, and they want to fix everything. But when I'm chewing food, it feels like I'm gnawing on food. It doesn't feel like I'm chewing at all. It's very difficult. I spend a lot of time just chewing. It slows you down eating, so I guess that's a good benefit. But the bad is the fact that I feel like I swallow food that's not completely been chewed, and that I don't like very much, so I have to go slower. It does slow you down. I tend to stick to a little bit easier foods to chew because of that. It's not because of the pain, it's just because it's awkward to chew. And then plus, wow, stuff gets stuck in your braces so easily. So you have to kind of think about your foods. It definitely makes me think before I go out to eat, what am I going to be eating? Because some things get caught in your braces a lot worse than others. So make sure you have your little tools with you to clean your teeth out when you're done, especially if you're going to be around in public. I ate a Subway sandwich the other day. I'm not endorsing them by any means. It just happens to be close to where I live. I live in the middle of nowhere, so hey, that was the closest one. And I knew eating that sandwich, it was going to be interesting because you're biting into it, everything else. And sure enough, the bread got caught and everything. And at one point, it was kind of funny because Tyler was like, well, let me look at your teeth. And he did, and he started laughing because it was just so full, which was no big deal. But then, of course, this old man comes over, starts talking to us and making us laugh. And I'm like wanting to hold my mouth like this because I just know full well that when I'm laughing, you can see all this gunk in my teeth. And how embarrassing is that? I'm 44 years old. The last thing I want is to have a mouthful of gunk when I'm talking to people. But we'll, again, talk about how to kind of deal with that later on. Okay, so what the ugly is. Anybody that knows me, I am a popcorn addict. I wish there was a Popcorn Anonymous. I am addicted to popcorn. Not the microwave, just the old school stove oil popcorn. If I could eat it for every meal, I would. And so that has been very difficult. I mean, people come over to my house and are like, oh, can you make popcorn? That's how much, it's good. I didn't realize how hard it would be to give up popcorn. I did try Whole's popcorn the other night, but again, I was so nervous about eating it and messing up my brackets that I put it in my mouth and would let my saliva kind of moisten it and soften it, and then I'd swallow it. Of course, that didn't last for long. Me, the person that normally would eat a bowl full of popcorn, sorry, I admit that, I only ate a few handfuls and then gave up. But I did, I'm getting photobombed by my cat right now, so hopefully she doesn't mess up my computer. Sorry for that. But I kind of got tired of doing that, and hey, I got the flavor fix, so it's good. But that to me is ugly. I love pizza, the crunchy, thin crust pizza. You can't chew stuff like that anymore. You just can't. You're just breaking your brackets off your teeth, and yeah, I'm not going to do that. So you have to cut the crust off, and yeah, it's kind of a chore. But also I love chips and salsa, same thing. You know, we made homemade salsa the other day, and here I am, everybody's enjoying it, and I have to break them into teeny tiny pieces. So just be aware of that if you're like that. And then also, as an aging woman, we kind of go through those lovely hot flashes every once in a while, especially at night. And popsicles are actually been my friend, but you're not allowed to bite into them because, again, it's ice and potentially the hardness could damage the braces. Like, again, I don't understand why. I get sugarless or the sugar-free popsicles. But again, to be on the safe side, I have decided I cut the popsicle off the stick, put it in a bowl, eat it that way. It's inconvenient, but hey, at least I still get the popsicle. And again, I stick with sugar-free. But as of like candies and everything else, I'm not a big candy person. I'm not a big sugar person, stuff like that. So it's been not bad on that hand. It's just, you know, inconvenient on a few different foods. So it's not really ugly. It's just really inconvenient. I know that this too will pass. 18 months. It's okay. It's not the rest of my life. And the results will be perfect. So it'll make it all worth it. Okay, so what to do with the tools that will make your life so much easier. Okay. First of all, let's just talk about toothpaste. They actually, and I'm not sure if it has to do with the white spots. Again, I'm not a dentist, I'm not an orthodontist, but I am going to follow this as much as possible. Why? Because as a kid, when I had braces, I was lazy and I did not follow a really good dental plan. Of course, you're a kid. And the problem is the fact that when my brackets actually came off, I had a lot of cavities on the surfaces of my teeth. I had a lot of discoloration, especially on my molars, because back then they had the big brackets, so it would go around your teeth. And as an adult, I just don't want to have that issue. So I want to try to prevent as much as I can and really, really do good dental care this year or this time around. So make sure you follow. I know it sounds like inconvenient for the amount of dental care you have to do, but it will be worth it. You don't want to end up with me where, again, a lot of my surface front teeth had cavities and I had to have fillings on them and stuff. I mean, it's not pretty. So I'm following things a lot better. First of all, they said no whitening toothpaste. I thought that was very interesting, especially when you go to the aisle and most of the toothpaste out there does have whitening in it. So they actually, in their little kit that they give you ready. And again, I'm not endorsing any product, whatever you choose, whether it's the all natural Tums or Colgate or whatever. This is just what they gave me, so I just bought a bigger tube of it. But you know, the regular old Crest regular paste, non-whitening, but again, make sure it has fluoride in it. Now, that's what I brush with normally and everything else. Now, my particular orthodontist, I don't know what yours would do, also gave me a prescription for this, I don't know if you can see it, Colgate Preventant. It is a major fluoride treatment that I'm supposed to do at night. And when you do it, you can't rinse out, you can't swallow, you can't drink it. And you have to let it sit on your teeth for 30 minutes. And I actually just brush my teeth right before I go to bed. I do my whole program first, and then I go back and brush one more time with this, and I just leave it in my mouth and sleep with it in my mouth. But it's a booster fluoride treatment. Again, it's supposed to help with, you know, cavities and everything else. Okay, so now that we talked about the toothpaste, what about the toothbrushes? Well, the one thing, again, that I noticed that when I brush with a regular toothbrush, I just don't seem to get the deep clean that I get with the new style toothbrushes they have out. For my purse, though, I'm going to always have one, you know, the little compact ones, because, hey, you never know. So, but for my actual plan, and again, you don't have to follow what I'm doing. I have suggestions only. It's all depending on what you want to do. But the one thing that I will not live without Even before I had my braces, I was using it, and I will always use it now. It's the best thing I've ever done. It's this Complete Care water pick system. I got it at Best Buy. It was on sale at the time for $89. If you go online, I think it's $99 to Waterpik or anywhere else. Best Buy seems to have the best deals. Again, I'm not promoting anything. I'm just giving you the advice of what I found. Right now, I went online and Best Buy has it on sale for $75 or $79 or something like that. So again, they're always having deals on these. The cool thing with this is, again, you have your water, you have your Waterpik, but it comes with what they call I think it's like a Sensonic. It's a version of the Philips Sonic. Works just as well. And actually, to be honest with you, I actually like it better than my Sonic toothbrush, what I'll tell you about. It has two different powers to it. I found that the hard way one night when I hit the button twice, and it scared me to death. I like the one that's less aggressive. The only reason why is you have to be careful. You can be over aggressive with this stuff, and you can actually cause problems to your gums and cause some periodontal disease. So you don't want to do that either. You be very careful. You can get overly aggressive, and they always say go soft. But I love this. It charges super easy. This kind of pulls off, and you can put new ones in and stuff like that. The cool thing about this is it comes with a whole bunch of attachments. Why is it so cool? It comes with this one that is for braces specifically. It's kind of like this soft, weird brush, and you can, like, with water, with it on here, you put water pressure through it. So it's really super easy, interchangeable. Pop it in. But when you use it and you're kind of going around your brackets, you're kind of using a little bit of a brush action, and it really helps get those little food particles that your toothbrush missed. Now, they always say to do this first and then brush. I actually found that I like to brush first and then follow up with this because it's amazing how many things it still kicks out afterwards. It's up to you on the preference. That's just kind of, I like to do that because, again, for me, you just have to make sure to always rinse the unit out. I like to mix it with warm salt water every once in a while, or I'll put warm salt water and some type of mouthwash in it for just a disinfectant. So I'll brush my teeth and then put that, and that makes sense why I use it second. But it's very helpful. It goes quite a while, believe it or not. You could really, really rinse your mouth out. It's really nice. Love it. Love it, love it. It is a blessing, and I can't be without it. You would be amazed how many things, even after you brush your teeth, will still come out of your brackets. Not joking there. Okay, so what do you do when you're on the road? Like me, I'm a school teacher. So what do I do when I have eaten something in my classroom or at lunch or whatever, and I want to take care of that, and I can't take this big thing with me? Well, I picked up, again, from Best Buy, because they have the best deals going on right now, this Philips Sonicare. I bought the cheapest one. I don't need anything fancy. I've got the big fancy one here. This is just for work or to throw in my purse or whatever. Granted, I'm a female. If you're a guy, you can't just be lugging these things around. You'll have to find another way. Maybe put it in if you have an office job or some locker or something, you can put it in there. It was, I think, like $37. So again, very convenient. It still has that sonic, which is supposed to kind of loosen things up, help with plaque a lot more. Love it. What about the Waterpik? Well, Waterpik makes a lot of different cordless versions. Again, I didn't need anything really expensive, so I got this, and I think, again, it was $37 something. The attachments come off, and again, you can interchange the attachments from my big unit and use it here as well. The one thing with this, when you fill the reservoir right here with water, it doesn't last very long. It really doesn't. That's the inconvenience of it. But again, remember, this is just to help you out. I find you're supposed to do it in quadrants, and I find pretty much rinse one quadrant and you got to fill it up again and do another quadrant, or do two. It just depends on how much junk is in your teeth. It's a lifesaver though. But again, you can take this off and put it in a bag, carry it, anything like that. I know, worst case scenario, I could put it in my big cowgirl bag. I got a big, purse. I'm a cowgirl, got big purses, Okay, so that's what I'm talking about right now. And again, it's worth the money. Okay, so what are some other things? Well, first of all, mouthwash. And I'm not endorsing anything, but my dentists have always recommended the Act brand. especially the restoring. I like the restoring because it helps with your tooth enamel and stuff like that, and build that up, and helps remineralize your soft spots. Again, anything that's going to help with preventing cavities or making my teeth red. So this one, they also came out with a new one that's for plaque care. Now, when you look on it, be careful though. It does not have fluoride in it. This one does. So remember, fluoride is really important. So a lot of times what I'll do is for bed, but in the morning time before going, when I brush my teeth after, I'll use this, and you let it sit for about half an hour. So I kind of use both, if that makes sense. So everything else. When my mouth has the little sores in it and they kind of hurt every once in a while, I'll use this Oragel. It's kind of like the mouth sores. It has some pain reliever in it, which is kind of nice. And again, it has the hydrogen peroxide, which kind of helps everything. I guess you could use regular mouthwash or hydrogen peroxide. Just watch the percentage on it so it's not too aggressive. I don't have to use this very often. Sometimes what I'll do is I'll actually put it in my water pick, and it just kind of helps with the warm salt water as well, just to kind of make sure I'm keeping the bacteria and the bad things out of my mouth, and it helps heal. Speaking of sores, they give you wax, obviously, when you get your braces done. However, you can pick this easily up at the store. It's not much. I've only, as you can see, this is the only packet I've used, and there's not much. I think this one, yeah. But you just break it off and you rub it, kind of put it in little balls, and then you kind of put it on your brackets, and it's all good. It's no big deal. Okay, so some other care things. This, I'm not sure. It's kind of wet. Sorry. I think they're like the Paradont toothbrushes or something like that. I don't know. I call them the little Christmas trees. Again, in your aisle of your toothbrushes and stuff like that, you'll find these. They come in little packets and stuff. But they're kind of cool because they bend and they look like these little Christmas trees. See? And they can go in between your teeth. I don't know if you can see that really well. So kind of go in between. But you can put them up above your bracket or anything else. Okay, so why is it so cool? I have one in my purse. You can, I guess, maybe somehow put it in your wallet. I don't know if that would work. But again, they come in handy. What if you don't have everything else and you go out to eat or something? You have a toothbrush. What's so nice about these is that you can put a little toothpaste on these and brush in between. I like them. I like the toothbrushes, but these are kind of cool because toothbrushes can't get in between your brackets. These can. So you definitely want to get some of these. Flossing. I've never been a big flosser. I hate flossing. It's a pain in the butt. The water pick it helps, but it doesn't really truly take place of that. I know they tell you that it does, but the dentist will tell you otherwise. But it is a great tool again. Okay, so flossing. You're supposed to do it every day. I'd probably do it about every other day right now because it just takes so long. It makes my nightly regimen so long. So it is inconvenient, and it's not like you can floss regular. So my orthodontist gave me all these little guys right here, and basically, see here, you go in, I don't know how to see it like this, there, and then you take your floss, and you'll run it through this little loop, pull it through, and then it'll allow you to get in there, and you can floss. But again, you can see how long it takes. It takes a long time. But again, you still want to make sure that you're flossing between your teeth because and you'll notice that things change. And that's how I noticed that my teeth are moving, because there were some teeth that I could get in between easily before that I can't do so much now. And then there's other teeth that I could get easily before and not, what I mean. The only other thing that, keep Oragel on hand. If your mouth gets a little sore, it helps numb it a little bit between the wax and that. It'll help. But otherwise, that's about it with the suggestions. Warm salt water, again, is about the cheapest way. So if you can't go all crazy like this, whatever, warm salt water. The property behind it, I'm a science teacher, so I'm going to give you a little science right now. This is the same reason why you gargle with warm salt water if you have a sore throat. Taking you back to biology, it has to deal with osmosis in your cells. Okay, what does salt do? The salt water actually will pull water out of your cells. Okay, well, what's that all about? It's also a reason why when you eat a lot of salty food, you feel dehydrated, you feel thirsty. Same reason. But when your tissues are agitated, like if you have a sore throat or sores in your mouth, you have swelling going on. Your cells are kind of swollen, and that's what's making it even worse, and that's what makes it hurt worse. So when you gargle with warm salt water, that salt is actually shrinking the swelling of your cells in your cheek or your throat or your teeth. It helps actually take the swelling down. And it's warm, so it feels soothing. But the salt water has a really cool property. So it's not just good for sore throats. It's really good for also your mouth health if you've got some sores or swelling. That's why, people do Epsom salt baths and stuff like that when they have a swollen ankle or anything like that. It really does work. It's pulling the swelling out of your tissue, which then will decrease that soreness. Also, again, because our bodies are water, we do have a salt base to our bodies and stuff. So again, it's a natural solution. That's why if you ever look at saline for your contact solution, saline has a little bit of that, and it's not just pure water. That's why if you just splash pure water in your eyes, it hurts because your eyes aren't pure water. So that's just a little science behind it. So if you can't do all the other stuff, gargle with warm salt water. It is very helpful. Even, do the little bit of hydrogen peroxide. Mix the hydrogen peroxide, though, with water. Just don't, so it's not too aggressive. It kind of depends on what percentage you get. But otherwise, that's it for my update. As of my teeth, again, you can't really see too much movement yet. I'm in a low torque wire. End of September, I move up on the wire, so I'm assuming I'm going to see a lot more. But I do see minor things that have changed. It's just really hard for me to point them out. I definitely feel some things going on. But again, very convenient. There's not a lot of inconvenience going on. As you can see, I can't lie down because of those bumpers. Talking has been okay. Smiling. It's like you either do a full commit or you don't commit at all, because otherwise your lips kind of, well, at least for me, because I have the overbite, it kind of catches on the braces. So I either have to commit big time or I don't commit at all. I guess that's what you want to say. But in general, not bad. I love my Damon braces. From all my people that I've heard from that have had the traditional braces, I would see their posts of all this pain and the ice picks that they had to put on the heat pads, and I don't take any Tylenol. I don't take any ibuprofen. Again, this might change as if my wire gets stronger. I'm definitely assuming it is. But hey, I'm doing great. I am so happy with my choice. I love it. I love the fact that I went with the Damon braces. I'm loving the fact that I did the research. I'm going to include a link if you're curious about the Damon braces so you can learn more about them. And if you're in Illinois, I'm also going to include the link of where I go, Associated Orthodontist, and they are the ones that are your premier Damon orthodontist, for Damon to represent, or to, basically suggest you have to have actually gone through the education classes that they have and learned what to do. It is not something like the traditional ones. So don't, if you're an adult, especially like me, don't just go with that. I mean, if you're willing to do the drive, the cool thing is like my appointments are 10, 12 weeks apart, and they're super short because they don't have to take off all those little bands on each bracket and then put them back on again. It's just, you go in, they put a new arch wire in and you're done. And it's seriously like the shortest appointment ever. So yeah, if you have any questions, comments, anything, get with me. You can follow me at Living Fit Cowgirl. I'm a fitness person as well. I'm a science teacher, all that other stuff, but that's where the name comes from. Or you can message me or follow me on Facebook, whatever you want to do, contact me. I'd love to answer any of your questions or help you or anything in my journey in the next 18 months. So have a great day and hope this helped. Bye.